All right, well, here we are in Limerick, Maine, in what will be a project for this summer. And we have been going through kind of this restoration plans, clients and I. And what we kind of decided was that this connecting L just had to go. And you'll see why in a sec. But what we have here is one of the most spectacular, federal period homes in all of southern Maine. It's built in 1793. And there's a logging truck just going in the back of me. We're right on the corner of 5 and 11. And this connecting L was built sometime after that. And for starters, it has no foundation. So whenever it's building with no foundation, you really have to think about whether you want to sink money into it. And then as we get in here, you can tell that it's mostly been abused. It has been abused, and it has abused the main house. You can see how the walls here are very much kicked out in one direction. You go to the other side. Let me close this door. They're kicked out in the other direction. So, and I would guess that from this corner I'm standing on is the high spot. It's about at least a foot out over the course of from opposite corner to opposite corner. So it's just really in tough shape. And you can see here, some of the real nastiness. It's people have been taking cracks at this for a while. No one's really gone after it in the way they should. You can see that this area of the barn has been pretty much cut out. You can see what I put some, just some temporary bracing on, but it's been cut out, and then this has been attached, and this has been cut, and the whole, as it goes, needs a new floor. It needs pretty much everything. And it's a shame because it is an old frame. I do think it's, borderline 18th century, but there's only so much money in the world. But I think what we should do is see the upstairs, because I think that's one of the most interesting parts of this before it goes. A little taste right there. Alright, here we go. Alright, so here we are. We're in the upstairs. And as you can see, it wasn't always, this roof has also been worked on. So, when you get to here, and as I was first looking at this, I was like, look at that. It's called the Dragon and Cross. And for those that don't know, basically, you have, this is your tie beam over here. It's your top plate over here. They're set at the same, so the top is at the same height. Then this cross is put in that's lapped in from the top, and then a small block called the Dragon is what catches your hip rafter as it comes down. You don't need a big beam to catch it, you just need a small piece with some joinery, usually just a mortise, to accept the tenon from the hip rafter as it comes in here. So I was like, oh wait, this was the hip roof. And as you can, and then as you work yourself out, you're like, oh, okay, that's some late 19th century, stick framing, and then you go, oh, look at that. There's your rafter. There's your old, basically you can tell what the old pitch of the roof was when it was a hipped roof. It was a much lesser pitch. You can see the trunnel pin, and then you can see how they put a wedge there and then had it lifted there. And you can see that they actually did all sorts of different ways that they joined these rafters together. They did just a simple 2x3 rafter there, and then on this one they obviously boosted it with the wedge and then put some sort of gusset up top. I think this angle might be a little better. Then over on this one, you can see they didn't use a more modest wedge on that side. And then just with a little extension rafters, they lap that in and then put the little extension rafters there. This one, next one's just a stick. That one is I like that one. It's got the wedge on the mortise of the rafter and then boosting it. Then has another wedge there. And you can actually see is up there, you can see the old pitch right as the sheathing, dies out. So my guess is that this was probably built pretty soon after the main house was. You can see some joinery right there for your connection from your tie going into your plate. Yeah, it's cool, but it's got to go. And it's an unfortunate part of this business where, I tell people all the time, I didn't get into this business to tear down buildings, but sometimes it's all you can do. I mean, this house has been sat on this corner in somewhat disrepair, but not that great a disrepair for, the last 30 years. Everyone's had their crack at it, but no one's really took it to the place that it needed to go. And so we're just saying, you know what, let's get this out of the picture and limit the, and fix the main house, because the main house is so special. And I will be putting a lot of videos of the main house as we start working on it, because it is as deep as the ocean. It's just one great detail after another there. So, all right, see ya.